Magandang umaga mga kakampi. Ayon sa National Commission of Indigenous People dito sa Pilipinas, wala daw consent si Nas Daily para gumawa ng Nas Academy program niya kung saan mafe-feature ang masterclass sa Kalinga art form kay Whang-Od through Nas Daily. This is big. This is a big story. It broke yesterday, kind of later in the day, but just picked up kind of in the middle of the morning. So, ngayon, nagre-report ako ng Puting Pinoy News. Yung pagsusuri ko, I'm trying to look at this critically, analytically. Let's give it a good, fair look at both sides because Nas Daily is saying that they jumped the gun. Bali, hindi tama itong proseso kasi natagalan daw sila sa proseso. So, dapat binigyan sila ng oras pa. Okay, but there's two other problems here. I asked na, for the sake of critical thinking, mapag-usapan natin ng husto ang bawat panig. I'll simply be trying to give a neutral standing on this as much as possible with what I think are relevant questions to ask towards Nas Daily as well as the internet community. So just please watch through the whole thing before coming up with too many ideas about what my ideas are on this. I mean, pakinggan nyo ako hanggang dulo kasi malalaman nyo kung ano ang palagay ko by watching this video. But I'm going to try and keep it as neutral as possible to get your thoughts and start a great discussion. Isa, kung sinasabi nila na walang consent ang ibinigay ni Whang-Od, ibig sabihin na sila mismo siguro ang nagsasabi na you didn't get the proper consent, you didn't go through the correct routes. Okay, so I'm speaking in English on this part just in case Nas Daily is watching this. You must understand that if you didn't already get their consent as well, that's something that according to anthropologists, professors here in the Philippines, as well as other scholars here in the Philippines and the National Commission on Indigenous People, within the law, you need to get their consent, the entire tribe's consent, not just Whang-Od's. So sana, I hope that would help you if your intentions are really pure. We're going to give the benefit of the doubt, of course, because if it is an unfair process, if you were doing your diligent due process, then sana you guys work together. Ayon sa inyo. But ayon sa statement na na-release nyo. But here's the problem. This came out before that. So, I mean, what happened? Did you not communicate with the NCIP? Like, I feel like that would be a pretty pressing issue, diba? Like, dapat agad-agad kinausap nyo sila. Like, that's not something that you just wait around for. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm stepping out of turn in saying this, and I'm not going to assume that you have malice or any bad intent, but dapat talagang pansinin ng mga bagay na ito kung ang malaking porsyento ng client base ay ganitong demographic. Dapat talagang matutunan o pag-aralan kung ano ba yung mga batas at ano ba yung mga not just batas kundi mga ethics and mga customs. You know, not everything is about legal and law and things. Some of it is just customs, which, you know, can be confusing for some people, the difference between them. You should really be understanding the hearts of the people, and alam ko, siguro may mga consultants naman kayo that are Filipino, and they should just be very careful and kind of understanding like the kinds of effects na pwedeng mangyari sa mga ganito. Tingnan natin to. The Kalinga Mambabatok or traditional tattoo artist Apo Whang-Od did not give her consent to teach an online course for Nas Academy, the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples said in a statement issued on Sunday. Oh, I guess this was actually, let's see here, it says it was a while ago actually. The NCIP based its statement on interviews it conducted last August 17th with Maria Oggay, the artist's full name, her family, and the elders and leaders of the barangay Buskayan in Tinglayan, her hometown in Kalinga. Last June, Arab-Israeli vlogger Yasser Yassin, more popularly known as... Okay, we already know this. They had this thing, but it says here, no, Apo Whang-Od did not give her consent to teach tattooing in Nas Academy. I mean, diba, sinabi ni Dwayne Woolley nakaraan.
Yeah, all he has to do is just apologize that he tried to do business with Whang-Od, because it's just not right. You know, like if you watch that video of her signing the contract, it does make you just feel like, oh, this is wrong. Yeah, a 100-year-old tribal woman signing this English corporate contract so that they can capitalize off her talents. That just feels really wrong, you know.
Paano siya makakapagbigay ng consent kung ganyan katanda? 104 years old. Are you kidding me? You know, the other thing about this is the tribe. Just remember, this falls under the NCIP laws, and right, you must keep those things in mind. But the other thing is, even if all of this is fine and dandy, there's still a custom, there's still a sort of delicate issue, a sensitive issue na hindi siguro niya naisip. You probably didn't think of this, Nas Daily, but you should. You know, even if all of those intentions are pure, he says, we did all of this as an act of support, not an act of exploitation. Okay, if that's the case, you should still be super, super, super careful. The NCIP said it would provide Whang-Od and the community with legal assistance should they want to pursue legal actions. So, you know, seryoso naman yung government tungkol dito. So, bakit hindi kumilos agad si Nas Daily? I feel like that would have been the logical and proper move to do. By the way, really quick, kung gusto nyo yung mga ganitong videos, please, sampalin ninyo ang like at sampalin ninyo ang kampana. Okay, balik na tayo. So if those really were pure intentions, then why didn't you try to act faster? And maybe you were acting faster. Maybe I'm being unfair. Maybe the internet is being unfair indeed. But then, that's not the only issue. So, bukod sa defense ni, anong pangalan niya? Nas Daily. Bukod sa defense ni Nas Daily. Let's look. This is another issue here. 750. Ano ba? Loren Legarda reacts to Whang-Od Nas Daily controversy. This is recently. This is just the other day. Former Senator Loren Legarda reacted to the recent issue surrounding National Treasure Apo Whang-Od and social media personality Nas Daily. During the virtual media conference for her show Dayaw earlier today, Lauren was asked what episodes she wanted to feature again in the future. The deputy speaker answered that she wanted to feature Whang-Od because Nas Daily was unfair to the Philippines' living treasure. Whang-Od is the only remaining or the oldest mambabatok sa a tattoo artist, and the so-called or alleged misappropriation by a popular social media star, Nas Daily, and putting a Nas Academy on mambabatok for only 750 pesos. Ano ba? So I'd like to go back to Whang-Od and feature the Kalinga community. So yeah, this is about creating awareness within the Philippines, diba? This culture belongs to the Philippines. At para sa pagkakaisa ng Pilipinas, I think maganda nga na i-feature ng mga tao dito sa Pilipinas mismo. I mean, I know that there are people who are well-meaning, they're working for Nas Daily, the researchers, but kinakailangan talagang ayusin, kinakailangan talagang malaman yung mga laws and customs, and I guess be really sensitive to certain things. Like 750 pesos, I understand, siguro masasabi natin, let's just say for a moment that Nas Daily's intentions were pure. Let's just say for a moment na ayon, like nag-consent naman si Whang-Od as much as she can in her old age. Let's say that the community, agreed. Well, is 750 really a good price? I mean, did they feel like this was the best they could do? Doesn't it cheapen it? Doesn't it reduce it to a bad price? Let's not forget, kanina, nanonood kami ni Gail, one of his old videos that said the Philippines is cheap. The Philippines is cheap. No, that's not good. He said this in a video, like that's one of the older videos, and it, I guess, helped the tourism here. But I mean, you can see it's a much older video based on the quality, but I'm just like, really, like, how could you say a culture is cheap? And then of course you're going to take one of their national treasures and have them cheapen their art, their beauty. Hindi ganun dapat ang pagtrato natin sa mga mambabatok at pati na rin sa mga katutubo. Gusto kong gawin na bigyan ng financial help. Alam ko mayroon na eh. This is how it should be done. The government should be taking care of its people. Alam ko mayroon na eh. There's a trust fund for them. Hindi dapat na tinatanghal natin ang kanilang kultura pagkatapos ay sila ay namamatay sa COVID nang walang assistance. Very well spoken. Sana they don't need to beg. They should be equipped. We respect and appreciate their culture, but they're so poor up till now. Gusto ko ito, mga kakampi, kasi she is talking about the issues, diba? This solid points. Solid points. Diba? So even if the intentions are so pure, this is for the Philippines to take care of their people, to pay them properly. Kasi national treasure nga ito, and it's art. Super important to preserving the culture, It looks like she's been doing these documentations, dayaws. Mission is to document as many Filipino aspects of Filipino culture and knowledge systems as possible. Cool. Very nice. I mean, diba, it's cool that they have an interest in it or whatever, I guess. But the question is, do they really even know that much? Does Nas Daily, specifically Nas Daily, does he know enough about Filipino culture? Is he living here and being a part of things? Because it seems, based on his choices that led to this mess, that there's a lot he still has yet to understand. So should he really be taking on these projects? I mean, it just looks like he's going to make these mistakes, diba? And maybe some of the people he has working for him aren't catching these mistakes quite. All right, tingnan natin mga kakampi what his response was. Nas Academy. Okay, awesome. So this is the statement released by Nas Academy. This is their response to the press release that happened about the NCIP saying that, that this thing wasn't handled right. They're like, hey, kinuha na namin yung consent. So we really did thoroughly talk to her. So yan ang punto ng Nas Academy. Let's see here. Another thing is, why doesn't it have that many, reactions? Is this targeted for the Philippines only? Is only the Philippines able to see this? I mean, look at some of their other stuff. Okay, that one's got 45. Is that specifically for the Philippines or something? But look at that, tons of action. I don't know, weird, but let's go with this. So to produce the Whang-Od Academy, we engaged the services of local production company known for the projects they produce on Indigenous peoples. Okay, so under our agreement, they were expected to conduct due diligence and comply with all requirements mandated by Philippine law. So maybe they dropped the ball. I don't know, but why is he shifting the fingers? I don't know. Let's be fair. Due diligence. We were assured that their group would coordinate with Whang-Od, her family, and their community. We spent 2 full days filming with Whang-Od and Estela. There were more than 7 people involved in this process, and Estela set up a bank account to receive the funds from this project. It is very, very hard for Whang-Od Academy to exist without the consent of Whang-Od and her family. It is not true that the contract was onerous on the part of Whang-Od. As proof, her niece, okay, let's see here. The contract specifically provided that Whang-Od will receive shared revenue from the income generated from this project. As proof, her niece Estela opened a bank account where the proceeds from this project would be. The contract's terms are standard for all Nas Academy agreements, containing fair and legally sound terms that are fair to both parties. Okay, but this fair to both parties, but consider 750 pesos, that's not really fair, even if you're giving her 50%. Yeah, that's worth more than the tattoos she's charging, from what I understand. But when you compare it to other things, other programs that you guys have, that price is a joke, especially given that this is a culture, right? So you wanted to help. I get that. You wanted to help. Nas Academy is on a mission to help everyone become a teacher. We engaged with Whang-Od and her family in order to support them during these difficult times. COVID-19 has had a negative impact on tourism for everyone, including Whang-Od. Therefore, we wanted the family to be able to share their culture with the world and be able to sustain themselves on the internet until this pandemic was ended. Okay. We were ready to cooperate with the regional office of the NCIP in its investigation, but Nas Academy was not given a chance to explain its side before arriving at a conclusion and releasing a statement. This is not how a fair investigation is held. Both sides must be heard and reach a fair and informed conclusion. Sang-ayon ako dyan. We do need to be better about our due diligence, and whenever I release something talking about a thing, understand, mga kakampi, disclaimer, this is in the particular moment. This is an update. So this is August 30th, 2021 that I am giving this. That matters. Timing matters because stories can change. But there are things, because it is public, there are things to consider, in this. And I think it gives us a platform para mapag-usapan natin ang mga mahalagang bagay. We regret the inconvenience made to the public. We think this issue is the result of internal disputes that are outside of our control. That being said, we remain committed to our mission in the Philippines. Okay. So yeah, I don't know, mga kakampi. Ano bang mga palagay ninyo, ha? I personally can see maybe he didn't mean anything bad, but I don't know. Why is there this shadiness of, are they not properly valuing things? For Whang-Od, it would have been great if they had way more evidence of things. I don't know. Anyway, tingnan natin kung anong sasabihin ni Attorney Libayan. Sigurado ako nagagawa siya about the more legal aspects of this. Mga kikampi, tandaan lang natin, maging critical thinkers tayo. Huwag tayong agad-agad like assume something. But at the same time, I think mahalaga nga na mapag-usapan ng mga iba't ibang bagay na ito. But yeah, sana na-enjoy ninyo yung Puting Pinoy Morning News as well as this Pagsuri vlog. Ano ba ang mga palagay ninyo, mga kikampi? Gusto kong malaman. Isama nyo sa baba. Appear tayo, mga kikampi. Whoosh!